Hello friends, welcome to the channel. We're going to be creating a couple of party boxes today using the It's a Party Thinlits dies from Catherine Pooler and Sizzix. This is a fun collaboration. So this is a test. I used white cardstock just to make sure that I knew what I was doing using my Big Shot. And from the new release from Catherine Pooler and Sizzix, I'm also going to be using the Friendly Florals Thinlits dies and the Print and Pattern Hello Sentiment stamp set. All right. In the meantime, I am just cutting the pieces I need in order to put the boxes together. You need to cut the same piece twice. This is to get the front and back of the boxes. So I'm doing that, and now I am going to run all 4 pieces through my Big Shot. I'm using the mean tape to make sure that the pattern that I'm cutting it straight and that the die doesn't move when I put the blade on top of it. I'm gonna run it. And then as I said, we are going to repeat the process with all 4 pieces. The cool thing about this is that you can create, your box can have mixed patterns, or you can use both of the same pattern for the bottom part. And then you have the pieces. You'll see me cutting those. You have the pieces for the flap. You can create two different kinds of flaps. And those are the third piece that I'm showing is if you want to your actual box to have those little handles in at the top. So you'll see a sample of that on the actual box for the dies. So I selected a very like a geometrical or easy pattern for the bottom of my boxes, and for the flaps I went more with the theme. So I went with florals for one of them, and then the strawberries for the second one. I am using the Simple Stories Pink Lemonade collection. I love that collection, and I think it had pretty papers, and that went well. I am planning on using those boxes in real life to give them to a couple friends. So that was the collection that worked best for me. So now with the die, you get um, all of the guides to fold your paper. So all you have to do is make sure you follow those. Super easy. And then you are going to see how easy it is to put these pieces together and create the actual boxes. So we have our 2 pieces. So we want to start with the bottom of our boxes. So that's what you need to do. So you're going to slide those and make sure that those flaps overlap each other. And then keep in mind, you have to be mindful to align those pieces. So left and right, and also top and bottom. Just make sure you align those and add as much adhesive as you need to make sure that those pieces stay together. All right. And then you have 2 flaps right there, one right there, one on the side, and then the bottom flap that will adhere to the bottom of your box. So you just add a little bit of adhesive, that's the side flap, and then the bottom one. And then on the other side, you have the exact same thing. So what I like to do, and what is the easiest way for me to do it, is to do it this way. So make sure that you put it against the surface or against your working mat, and then that way it's easier for me to come with my folding bone and just apply pressure and make sure that nothing moves. Once again, we're repeating the process, adding adhesive on the side flap and the bottom flap. I'm removing any excess, and then I am once again going to do it the same way. So the side flap is at the bottom against my mat. I'm applying pressure with my bone folder, and then the bottom, and that's it. That is literally it. All we need now is to add the top flap to open and close our boxes. And you can do it both ways. It was easier for me when I put together the sample to put the tape on the back of that box. But you can also, the second box I'm going to put together with the second flap, I am going to actually add the adhesive on that side or bottom flap. There you go. I did add some Velcro dots to keep my tags closed. You will see there's the samples on the box for the dies do have you can use ribbon, you can use some elastic, and there is a die in shape of a flower that you can use to create the tag, like the to and from, all of that. Second box, the exact same thing we did before. I'm adhering that, and with the adhesive that I'm using, it only takes a couple seconds for the paper, for the cardstock to, sorry, for the pattern paper to adhere. So, all good. Getting that bottom flap and side flap. I'm aligning everything and then securing it with the bone folder. Second flap. And here you see I am adding the adhesive on that small flap. And then it's a matter of aligning that paper, adhering it, and applying a little bit of pressure. Once that's done, I am adding once again the same Velcro dots. That way I don't have too much happening on the flap and I have enough surface to decorate the pieces as I want to. Okay, there are my two boxes, and this is just for you to see an example of what you could keep inside those boxes. So any kind of treats, little gifts, small things, but super pretty. So let's go ahead and decorate the boxes. So as I said in the beginning, I am going to be using the Friendly Florals Thinlits dies. I have that magnetic um piece from magnetic stand from Sizzix as well. It's super fun. I'm able to see all of the dies and all the shapes that I can use. These are my Catherine Pooler cardstock. These are from the party set. And then I'm selecting the colors that go with the collection that I'm using. And those are pieces that go pretty well. I'm going to be using them to create two flowers and some of the leaves that I want. And that way I can put together a cluster of florals and things like that. The collection also has strawberries and, ephemera, and you can also go that route. But I really needed to try these new sets. I have used different. I love the dimension and the texture that the stamps have. So they come with, you can see some details like deboss details, and I really, really like that. And also the size of the flowers was just perfect for to create these clusters and decorate the boxes. Nice. So adding a small detail to the flowers. So I did that to both of them. And you can see I originally planned on using the or adding the strawberries, but I'm going to just add one floral die cut and then the die cut flowers. Okay, just adding a little bit of dimension to create that cluster, and then using a mix of liquid adhesive and foam adhesive to, you know, add all of those details. Perfect. Getting the greens. And I did use a cardstock sticker for the message on the box. All right, so the first box is ready. And then for the second, I thought the camera was recording, but the camera was not recording. So let me walk you through. I did use the leaves are from the floral sets, and then I stamped that hello message, and that is from the print and pattern hello sentiment stamp set. So you can see I still have it on my stamping tool, and then I did stamp it on that paper, and then the black jack ink was the one that I used for that. So here you go. These are two super pretty party boxes that I will be giving away to some friends. Please let me know if you have any questions. I had a great time putting these boxes together, and I hope you enjoyed them. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.